All right, thank you for staying with us on Morning Spring today. The conversation is about the in thing, especially in the governance and political circle and the perception, especially of this administration. The occasional, that is now turning to maybe frequent of security operatives or the intelligence community, the DSS especially, and the Nigerian police force clamping down on, people that might be seen as maybe voice of dissent or people that will usually call out government. I'm talking about Serap, we learned yesterday their office was ransacked, and they even, the Serap themselves tweeted on their official page to say, yes, their office was being invaded. And these are some of the things that we are seeing. In that same yesterday, the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, on his way out of the country, was apprehended and arrested by the DSS. And this really triggered the labor unions. And by the way, it has been rough between the labor community, either the TUC or the NLC, and the people in power, from the negotiation of the minimum wage to what happens, the fare hike in which DSS has stamped a betrayal. I mean, NLC, I beg your pardon, NLC has stamped a betrayal because they had a proposal that was given to them, take 270,000 naira or 250,000 naira, and then the price of fare will be increased, or take 70,000 naira and we leave the pump price as it is. And the Labour said they opted for the latter. We take 70,000 naira with all the promises about review every 3 years, and then let the pump price remain as it is. But just 1 or 2 months later, the pump price have been increased, depending on, because we are hearing the NNPCL said they are not fixing prices, but it's obvious. Everybody now buys at least the minimum price of 865. That is maybe at an NNPCL depot, and the Labour Congress stamped it of betrayal. For the handlers of the president or the presidency has, refuted our claim to say that conversation never happened. So it's been rough of late. The invasion of the Labour headquarters by the Nigerian police in search, of particular interest, criminal interest. And Joe Ajero was invited as well. He has honored the invitation, and it seems all is fine. But just yesterday, he was arrested by the DSS. Till now, no official statement, from the DSS or saying this is why he was arrested. But the labor unions are not having it. In fact, it's like they have activated all their state unions and affiliates to say, if anything happens, and it wasn't released by 12 or 11:59 yesterday, they were going to proceed on a 2-day total strike. But we learned just a few minutes into today, in the night, he has been released. And many persons are saying, what are we seeing? And the conversation has started about the tendency of this administration. The way some persons are saying it, let me just say it, is the autocratic tendency of this administration, and they don't have a skin, for any voice of dissent. But there are many persons who say, we have a government to run. The national security is there to protect, because that's the national, number one priority of any government. So either you are from the labor union, or you are CSO, or anybody, or an individual saying things that looks like you are calling or telling truth to power. If you have something untoward in your cupboard, we won't, because of that, not come for you to do our duty. So the conversation is out. The jury is out. To make more sense of this particular topic for us, we have our in-house analyst today with us in the studio, Ladeji. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Femi.
Thank you.
And to the beautiful evening. Good morning to you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Very well. Ladeji, the jury is out, and I'm sure you had my introductions. You know what I'm talking about. We are Nigerians, and we are running democracy, the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. But with what we are seeing recently, some will say it's not entirely new, but then there is a will of government that should not stop. There is a voice of dissent, those that say they call truth to power. So how do we maximize, or before that, what do you make of what is happening right now? Where do you stand?
Well, Femi, I think we'll just be deceiving ourselves if we claim we are practicing democracy. And I think this is the time we appreciate people, prophets without a church, like the late Fela Anikulapo Kuti has actually placed some of these incidents rightly in his songs. You know, I wouldn't agree that we are practicing a democracy. Well, it looks like we are, but in reality, we are not. It is just the government of a few, by a few, for a few. And with the incident that happened yesterday, Femi, what came to my mind is that is the spirit of Abacha back in Aso.
How do you mean?
Thank you. Because the last time Nigerians, experienced something this very serious, clamp down on journalists, clamp down on, civil society organization, clamp down on dissenting voices, is during the regime, the military junta of, late General Sani Abacha. But now we say we are in a democratic setting, and even people that claim that put the title on themselves, fathers of the democracy, you don't want dissenting voices. Femi, between the time, the current president came into power, and now, over 20 journalists have been unlawfully arrested. About 2 weeks ago, a journalist who flew into Nigeria, Mr. Shoyinka, was picked by the DSS, and later on they came out to say it was mistaken identity. And I laughed. This is supposed to be an intelligence agency. Where did you leave your intelligence? You should know, you should not, that should not come from DSS, Department of State Security, that should have done their due diligence to know that is it Mr. Shoyinka that we are looking for or Mr. Showande? These are two different things. You should have the intelligence. So if people are coming out and you talk about the invasion of Serap's office yesterday, for all I know, Serap, the highest they have ever done is to sue the federal government. You've done this, and the last statement they released was federal government should return. They give federal government 48 hours to return the fuel price to what we used to have. And the next thing is to put DSS in their office, looking for their directors. For what? Again, the NLC, president, even though I don't have any pity for them in the NLC, I've said it times without number, that NLC should not see themselves as an organ or, as a pressure group that only come out when they want an increment in salary. It should be you coming out to fight for the common good of the people. If the nation is okay, there is little or nothing you will do about asking for increment of salary every now and then. But these are the same set of people that were shouting "Busa, Busa, Busa," 3 Busa for the president. When he approved 70,000 naira for them, they were happy. Just a few weeks later, your office was invaded by the police, and now your president, being taken up by the Department of State Service. Femi, it doesn't look good for us as a nation. We are shouting we want investors to come. Don't forget also, about 7 months ago, I told one of my friends then, he said, no, Binance is the one that is causing Naira to fall, free fall of Naira. 7 months later, has Naira come down to 1,000 Naira? We are still buying at 1,600 Naira, 1,700 Naira. At the least we've seen in the last few weeks is 1,600 Naira to $1. And the Binance executive is still in custody in Abuja. You saw the video of the human treatment they gave him. The guy couldn't walk. The property, even if he's an hardened criminal, give him the respect of being human until the court says this guy is guilty of this. Give him a wheelchair. But even the security guy beside him said, I cannot help you. You cannot stand on me. These are the issues. And we said we are in a democratic setting. We claim that we want investors to come in. No, it is not rocket science. We are painting an image for ourselves in the international community, and they will not see us as a serious nation.
All right.
That's just the reality.
Yeah, you just talked about Serap. Serap is the Social Economy Rights and Accountability Project. By the way, they're a pressure group themselves who wants to hold everybody accountable, especially public office holders. And they describe that action as unlawful occupation. This was released in the statement on their X handle on Monday. And let me just take a part of what he said. It said President Tinubu must immediately direct the DSS, or the SSS rather, to end the harassment intimidation, and attack on the rights of Nigerians. This is coming barely 24 hours after the organization urged Tinubu to leverage his leadership and authority to instruct the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, that's NNPCL, to promptly reverse the seemingly illegal and unconstitutional hike in the pump price of premium motor spirit. Now, I said something. We have not seen any official statement from the DSS as of now, or as of present time rather, to say this is what really happened. But then, wouldn't it be too petty, if I may use that word to say, because Serap is saying, okay, reverse the pump price, and they're calling it unconstitutional and seemingly illegal. That's the reason why DSS will be, leashed on them. Although this is not the first time they are calling the government to power. They have been suing, even governments before this one. Whatever they feel is illegal, they go to court and then try to seek redress in the court. So how would this one now be the reason? Or do you think this is the reason why the DSS has invaded there? Because everybody is in the dark right now.
Well, Femi, it will just be
or to
deceiving
say
ourselves.
We are looking for your director, and I just are saying, has he been invited before?
Fantastic.
I didn't attend.
Now,
although Serap too, they haven't cleared that part. Either any of their directors have been invited.
Now, Femi, you remember a couple of times that people said they want to protest. The first thing you see Peter Funaya, PhD of the DSS, come out to do is to release statement, and we've had intelligence that some people want to. They'll see them release statement. That's only when you see them come out to work. But these guys now, so like you mentioned, majority of Nigerians that knows the activities of Serap knows the only thing Serap does is to go to court. Serap doesn't even lead any protest. I'm not sure they even join any protest or whatsoever. They are a civil society that believes, let's go to court. We will sue. At the time, I was even I commented on one of their posts on Twitter, and I said, you guys, when will you get tired of suing? Because virtually a week will not go before you see Serap saying we are suing federal government, we are suing the Senate, we are suing the state governors. Do you get? So what is the reason behind the invasion? These are what the DSS should come. So if you are not coming out to clarify this, then you leave Nigerians to fill in the gap. Oh, it is because of what Serap said. Apparently, that is the only option I can fill into the gap. It is because Serap has been on the neck of government. And in reality, Femi, Evelyn, if Serap is shouting, if Nigeria becomes good, it becomes better, it is not for the directors of Serap alone. It is for every one of us. That's just the reality. Right. This fuel crisis is a leveler. It cares less who you supported during the election. It cares less your status in the society. You queue, I queue with your Lexus, with my Corolla, with your whatever Tesla, even with your Keke Napep, even with the bike man. All of us queue in the filling station, for crying out loud. So why should you feel Nigerians should not complain? In reality, are people not hungry? People are hungry, for crying out loud. The president claims we are going to make sacrifice, but in reality, you are not making any sacrifice. It doesn't show on you that you are making sacrifice. Because for yourself, you've bought a new, a Cadillac Escalade as your presidential vehicle. That's what Shetima also uses. As of official cars, you have, a new presidential jet. There are issues around all these things. You've budgeted 1.5 billion naira for your wife as fund for utility vehicle in an office not known to the Constitution, and you want Nigerians to keep making the sacrifice. People cannot feed, and the best for you guys to do. And 2 days ago the president came out and I said, I have the best team. I said, you are a joke. That's a joke taken too far. You won't tell me you have a best team. You have Matawale in your team. The same guy that, govern a state that, bandits still control territories there for 8 years. And you have such a man in your team. Atiku Bagudu in your team. And claim you have best team. Somebody that ran a commercial bank down as your CBN governor. And you are telling us you have the best team. That's joke taken too far. I think the president needs to get serious now. To know that Nigerians are truly very hungry. And they say, an hungry man is an angry man. It's just a matter of time. It is a matter, and it should even be appreciative of Nigerians that they give date to all these protests. Oh, we are going to protest on so and so date. This gives you an opportunity to say, okay, guys, let's see what we can do. Let's judge all these things together. But because of pride, because of ego, No, why should I talk to these people? Why should I do this?
But he has been talking, by the way.
What
Nigerians have been saying is a sharp departure from the administration of the past, led by President Buhari, that wouldn't talk.
Femi,
that'll be back to talk.
Femi, no. As a journalist now, the last press statement during the protest, what sense do you make out of it? The press statement, does it address any of those things the protesters were
talking about? The broadcast.
The broadcast,
yeah.
Does it address any of those things?
Well, addressing a particular situation
Femi,
is one thing.
That's just
him speaking on.
No. You don't just speak to us because you feel like speaking now.
All right.
You are not addressing animals. You are addressing people that are requesting for something. And like I mentioned again, these guys are not getting what they want and they need alone. They are getting what they feel like they want. What we want, I feel like this thing should happen, and you get it. Hook, line, and sinker. It took them less than 2 weeks to approve the new 300% increment in the judiciary, the judges' salary. Since when have we been on the new minimum wage issue? Has it even been effected? No, these are the issues. You don't tell Nigerians to keep, making the sacrifice, and you enjoy it. You just feel like, we are there, let us enjoy whatever we can enjoy now. If all Nigerian dies for all we care.
All right.
And every now and then you bring out rice palliative.
All right, Deji. Going back to the NLC issue, the DSS, we learned that there is an occupant in the DSS, in the NLC building, which the DSS said they were planning to topple the government, and they even said that if Britain is on the run right now, is being, announced as wanted,
right,
and is presently on the run, and they said they have been able to arrest a Nigerian who does his deals for him. And probably this may be one of the reasons why the NLC is in this discussion. Probably, I don't know, but how do you react to the fact that the DSS says that the NLC building is where some occupants of that building are planning, strategizing to topple the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Maybe I should just quickly say, I think the counsel to Ajero, that's Femi Falana yesterday, I think clarified the arrest to say it has nothing to do with his former invitation that is about the NLC building. But we are yet to see what is happening. But then the question, just like Evelyn asked, is about that occupant, the Britain, in case the Nigerian collaborator and the NLC brought everything.
Well, Femi, it is laughable.
How do you mean?
Because, so DSS, as it were, is going to be an intelligence agency.
It is.
It's not looking like it is.
Oh.
It's not. Because some of these things are not meant to be media trials. You have a suspect somewhere. NLC building is there in Abuja now.
But it was even the police that had that.
NLC building is there in Abuja.
Yeah.
Evelyn, it took American 10 years to kill Osama bin Laden. No? Nobody heard about it. I saw the documentary. It was even after he was killed that President Barack Obama came out to say, we need to let the world know now, because it's getting to, the following morning of, the operation. Nobody knew. They've been tracking him. His cell phone, everything. You don't just come. That's why I said the other day that the EFCC boss is speaking too much. He talks too much. You do these things, even people will not know. And by the time you make your arrest, evidence go full ground. Even the suspect will not have any choice than to say, no, you don't catch me. But now you just speak randomly. These things are laughable.
You think what the DSS is doing in NLC
Femi,
Evelyn, randomly?
Femi,
they
Evelyn.
don't have their intelligence.
We have, Femi, Evelyn, listen to me. We have bandits on TikTok that flaunt money they take as ransom. Is it that DSS doesn't have the equipment to track them? They have. Is it that they don't have what it takes to track them? They have. But we should not only focus on those who speak against the government. I tell you today, it takes DSS nothing if they want to pack all of us here and take us away. It takes them nothing. They will get at us. But the people that are troubling this nation, the bandits that doesn't allow farmers to go to farm, the Bello 2G in Zamfara State, the guys that are killing hundreds of people in Sokoto, killing people in Plateau State, killing people in Benue State. We find it difficult to arrest them. We find it difficult to, to go and pinpoint them. And, every now and then we just say these things, it's a gradual process. For how long? For how long are we going to keep, losing lives of our citizens, all in the name of, we give attention to political enemies, perceived political enemies?
Ladeji, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has just spent roughly, it just,
it's close to 2 years now.
1 year is 1 year anniversary in May. We are in September, so
Okay.
it's 1 year,
15 months,
3 months. That's 15 months in
A,
office.
a child born 1 year, 15 months is getting close to 2 years.
Yes.
We are not talking about 1 year again.
Okay, but then some people feel that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is scared of something, which is his government being unpopular. Do you share in that?
Apparently, it's not popular. It is. It's government. Go on the street now. You see everybody making. I didn't vote for him. I didn't do so. How did he get to power? That means you do not. Somebody was saying when I was having a conversation with some people about why should we even think of buying over 100 million naira vehicle for the National Assembly members? And the argument of the person is if he did not buy it, they will impeach him. That is because he doesn't have the legitimacy of the people. If you dare with a president that has the legitimacy of the people, people will bombard the National Assembly. Let us see how you will sit to impeach him. But because he doesn't have the legitimacy of the people.
How do you mean by that?
Of course, voted in by the people.
He was. Yes, he was. You and I know what happened during the election. Yes, the judiciary has said he is there. Femi, you see,
He has the legitimacy of the people, of the law.
Wait. Let me say he has the legitimacy of the judiciary.
Let's speak to the issue.
No. Of course he is.
Yeah.
If he, go on the street.
That's a foregone conclusion.
No, go on the street.
Yeah.
See, some of these things, some of these issues, we should not shy away from them.
No,
I'm coming, Femi.
Not everybody will vote for a particular candidate.
Of course, apparently. Apparently.
So,
but if you have the legitimacy of the people,
Ladeji.
I can tell you for free.
Yeah.
Let anybody dare it that you want to impeach some governors that people know we truly voted for. People have their back. It won't happen.
Ladeji, let me put this out there. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the last election didn't win. He won with majority of votes, but majority of Nigerians that voted didn't vote for him, because if you that's it. That's why you can wait. Let me finish. That's why you can say, oh, you go on the street and people say, I did not vote for him, because combining the votes by Atiku Abubakar, the votes of Peter Obi, the vote of Musa Kwankwaso, added together, you would see that it is way much more than what was given to
I won't want us to go deeper into this so that we will, I'm coming. I don't want to go deeper into this so that we will not, because already the court has made a pronouncement.
And
exactly.
But you and I know in our hearts that it is not what it is. But let's go beyond this and say
let's make it clear.
No. I don't need to make anything clear.
Yeah.
I don't need to make anything clear.
You are saying you and I.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, good.
But beyond that, being scared of anything is not even a conversation we should be having. If you truly are there, even beyond, let's say, even if people doesn't believe they voted for you and you got to power, you are doing something that affect the lives of the citizens positively. Do you think people will not come out to support you if anybody tries to impeach you? The moment you are on the right track and people see you are doing the needful, anybody tries it in the national, Nigerians will mobilize themselves. Nigerians are not fools.
President Tinubu said that we are going through a strong phase of reform.
The issue is, why is the reform affecting Nigerians alone? Why is it not affecting the politicians? That's the question we should ask. Or that one even is not the reality in town. We are passing through a reform process and we are buying vehicles for National Assembly members. We are buying new vehicles for the president, the vice president. We are spending 21 billion to build a new vice presidential villa. Remember that the vice president is not living under the bridge. Currently, he lives in a very beautiful house. And as a matter of fact, former vice president Yemi Osinbajo said they should not complete that building because he feels that is not what Nigeria needs at that moment. But we spent 21 billion naira on a project that has gotten to the 75% level of completion. And you are telling me it's a reform process. A reform process, you are overtaxing the people. Please, let's get serious for once. Let's get serious and stop giving excuse. And you know when you people want to make excuse for the president, he just got there 1 year and 15 and 5 months.
Yeah.
There are people that got to go and check Argentina. The man got into power a few months after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yeah, but
go and see the reform. I'm coming.
Yeah.
If you are a serious
no, we
government,
just want to move on. Yeah.
if you are a serious government, people see you that you are here to work for them. But every of the attitude of the president has shown that he's there for himself and for some of the people that are around him.
All right, let me put it there because we are looking at different angles on this matter. Because it has been established, Ladeji, and for Nigerians to know that sometimes some security agencies or agents can be overzealous.
Yeah.
That sometimes even there's some politicians or big people that you see that maybe because the aides attached to them want to show loyalty, want to show that they are working, they brutalize people, and you see that their principals, in true conscience, don't send them some of those things. Will you be seeing this? Could it be a case of overzealous security men or, security operatives just trying to make sure, they do something to impress the people in power?
Who gave the word of directive?
What?
Who gave the word of directive?
We don't know.
I'm so
Ladeji, I just gave you a picture.
Femi,
that sometimes that's
invasion of a place like the NLC headquarters.
Please hold on.
And
there
Serap
are some
headquarters will not be
situations
overzealousness.
that principals don't give their assistants, their aides, permission to do something, but they just go out to
Femi, yes, in terms of maybe, I don't want you to get it close to the president.
It happened. Sorry, Ladeji, it happened during the last administration when the DSS, I think, went to the National Assembly, the invasion. And you knew what Yemi Oshibajo did. We didn't send you. He sacked the head.
Fantastic.
If he didn't sack the head at that time, people could have been saying it was the president that sent.
But
they were not sent.
But when the substantive president came back, what happened? What happened? Did you not reverse some of the things the vice president?
I'm just saying sometimes they are not
Femi,
sent.
what I'm saying is this: for in the Department of State Service is not just boys brigade something.
Yeah.
It's a place where you have hierarchy. And you cannot even move some of the ammunitions, you cannot move some of these things out without a superior officer giving an order. Even if it is not the overall order, there are some persons in charge of operations. So what I'm saying is, some of the guys will not just leave their office and go to NLC headquarters or go to Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport to pick Joe Ajero and go to Serap headquarters. It means somebody gave the order. And now, so let's take it that, okay, so it's overzealousness on part of some of the guys. Why don't we have people heads rolling now? At least you are under somebody's command. You are under the command of the president. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria. So even if he wants you to invade somewhere, if he wants you to go and make an arrest, he send it through your director, and if your director gives an order, then that means it is coming from somewhere. So if it is overzealousness, then heads should be rolling. So people should get punished for their actions. That's what I'm saying. In essence, we've seen situations whereby DSS go to the National Assembly, DSS go to justice houses and break their doors and all. You've seen it with the EFCC. What has become of them? You just say long press release and that is it. Just last week, some overzealous police officers killed a young guy in Ilorin. All you just see is we are working on it, and there are no. See, let people get punished for their actions. If this doesn't stop, then we are moving towards becoming a banana republic.
All right, a good place to end the conversation there, Ladeji, Alabi. Thank you so much for coming on the show this morning and speaking to these issues.
Thank you.
And people, that is the show for today. Thank you for being a part of our world on Morning Spring. Of course, we will return tomorrow for another interesting edition. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, and like I always say, Nigeria will and must work in our own time. Enjoy.
Amen. And you could have a recap of this program on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. So like, share, subscribe to that channel, and you have other exciting programs on it as well. And we will be back tomorrow, God willing, for the midweek edition. Femi Ojo is my name. God bless Nigeria. Stay alive.